Before taking the Logocentric Playground panel, the subject, back into the public sphere, I'd like to touch on a couple of issues that have been raised by an essay by Hal Foster that was published in Participation, Documents of Contemporary Art. The aspect of relational aesthetics is the topic that Hal Foster wishes to engage in a critique of Bourriaud's writing. Bourriaud, stating that relational aesthetics have to do with a participatory or interactive nature creating the aesthetic of the art object. He cites various works involving the cooking of food and the sharing of food as an enjoyment, an aesthetic enjoyment. Other interactions involving taking of sweets, of the candies from sculptural sites, involving the work as a gift. My work involves more of the intellectual discourse and the engagement of the viewer's mind, an engagement of the viewer's intellect with regard to language. Language as a source of conveyance of knowledge, not the source of knowledge, hence the reference to the logocentric. There is an element of the work that involves participation, but it mostly involves the intellect and the thinking of the visitor viewer. In Foster's essay, he writes that Bourriaud also sees art as an ensemble of units to be reactivated by the beholder manipulator. In many ways, this approach is another legacy of the Duchampian provocation. But when is such reactivation too great a burden to place on the viewer, too ambiguous a test? As with previous attempts to involve the artist directly in some abstract painting or some conceptual art, there is the risk of illegibility here, which might reintroduce the artist as the principal figure and the primary exegete of the work. At times, the death of the author has meant not the birth of the reader, as Roland Barthes suggested, so much as the befuddlement of the viewer.